Okay, good evening. I'd like to call to order the Government Services Committee meeting for Monday, April 4th, 2022. Please call the roll.
Sulkaitis. Bawa.
Here.
Payleitner. Here. Bongard.
Here.
Bancroft.
Here.
Lencioni.
Yes.
Petrola.
Here.
Warball.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Thank you. Item 3, administrative, there's nothing there. Item 4, the omnibus vote. Is there a motion?
Chairman, I would like to move to approve the omnibus as presented.
Weber will second.
Okay, that was moved by Alderperson Petrola and Alderperson Weber. Please call the roll.
Bawa.
Yes.
Payleitner.
Yes.
Bongard.
Yes.
Bancroft.
Yes.
Lencioni.
Yes.
Petrola.
Yes.
Warball.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Thank you. That brings us to Public Works. Item 5I, a recommendation to approve a resolution with the Illinois Department of Transportation for the 2022 Street Rehabilitation Program. Good evening.
Good evening. This is really an annual housekeeping item. Each year we have to approve a resolution with IDOT to say what we're going to expend from our motor fuel tax fund. And this year, just like last year, we have 2 resolutions because we also have the Rebuild Illinois Bond Fund. That's also coming out of MFT, but there's 2 separate resolutions. So with that, recommend to approve resolution with the Illinois Department of Transportation for the 2022 Street Rehabilitation Program.
Okay, thank you. Is there any comments or questions from the committee? With that said, is there a motion?
So move. Second.
Okay, that was moved by Warball, seconded by Petrola. Please call the roll.
Bawa.
Yes.
Payleitner.
Yes.
Bongard.
Yes.
Bancroft.
Yes.
Lencioni.
Yes.
Petrola.
Yes.
Warball.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. That passes unanimously. Item 5J, a recommendation to approve, a resolution to approve construction contract for the 2022 Street Rehabilitation Program.
Right. This year for 2022 Street Rehab Program, we have 3.9 miles of streets we're resurfacing. We're on budget. We did see about a 10% increase in asphalt and concrete prices, which was to be kind of expected this year. But if there's no questions, I would recommend approve the resolution to approve the construction contract for the 2022 Street Rehabilitation Program.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Yes, Alderperson Warball.
We are doing a study for the streets this year, is that correct?
We're testing the streets again, right. The last time we tested the streets was 2017. So we take a truck full of lasers and run it on the streets and find all the deficiencies, and then we do deflection testing on the street as well, figure out its base condition, and then in the fall we'll be showing you a new state of the streets and kind of where we're at, and how the streets are performing compared to 2017, and we'll give some new recommendations on moving forward.
Okay. And then as far as miles, are we around the same amount of miles that we're doing for resurfacing at 3.9? What do we average?
This is probably the highest one we've done in a while, actually, okay. and part of that's because we have extra money built in from the Rebuild Illinois Bond Fund. So last year we were closer to 3 miles, 3.1, I believe, but we also geared down MFT funds last year because we weren't sure with COVID and how many people were driving, like what our full receipts were going to be on MFT funds yet. So it's the most we've done in a while. Okay.
And then in order to get our street replacement interval down from, 50, 55 years at this point?
Maybe upper 30s.
Upper 30s, and the ideal range would be like, 25, 30, somewhere in that range?
Typically, yeah, and we can talk more about that in the fall, but if you want to get there, you're
It's more money, right?
4.5 to 5 miles a year.
Okay, 4.5 to 5 miles.
And that's total. That also includes your capital projects as well.
Okay,
so
all right, great.
This
Thank
number
you.
at 3.9 does not include our capital project.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Lencioni.
I'm just curious. I don't think that I know. How many miles of road do we have to maintain?
We're somewhere around 140 miles, center line miles.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? With that, is there a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, that was moved by Alderman Weber and Alderman Warball. Please call the roll.
Bawa.
Yes.
Payleitner.
Yes.
Bongard.
Yes.
Bancroft.
Yes.
Lencioni.
Yes.
Petrola.
Yes.
Warball.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item 5K, it's a recommendation to approve a resolution to approve construction contract for the Aintree Road Base Reclamation Project.
Correct. This year, so our capital project this year is Aintree Road. It's ongoing base reclamation, and I've talked about it in the past, but it's our cheaper, greener, more efficient version of a street reconstruction. We've been utilizing a lot on our streets that have the old pozzolanic bases on them that are falling apart, and you can tell just by driving on them how terrible the surfaces are. But we did this last year on Production Drive, the same process. We did this residentially on Patricia Lane, I think 2 or 3 years ago. So with that, unless there's further questions, a recommendation to approve a resolution to approve a construction contract for the Aintree Road Base Reclamation Project.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions, Alderman Petrello?
So are we going, so this is for Aintree Road, of course, but
Yes.
is this going to be implemented regularly, or why is it, just out of curiosity, why is it limited to just certain roads? Because of the, you said at a certain base?
Oh, the treatment? This treatment we've been utilizing with certain base types for the roadways. So.
Okay, so it's not applicable to every mile or every street in the city?
No, each street you want to handle differently. So we don't want to spend money resurfacing Aintree because it'll look the same as it does today in less than 10 years if we simply resurface it. So.
Okay. Interesting. Thanks.
Okay, any other questions or comments? With that said, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, that was moved by Councilmember Wirball and seconded by Councilmember Petrella. Please call the roll.
Bala?
Yes.
Hayleitner?
Yes.
Bongardt?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yep.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 5L is a recommendation to approve a resolution to approve a purchase order with Mead Electric for street light maintenance services and LED upgrade conversions for a one-year period beginning May 1, 2022 through April 30th, 2023, with options to extend the contract for the second and third years. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. So we bid this out public, and we had several bids come in. Mead's been doing our work for several years, very successfully. So, and they were low bid by quite a lot, if you saw what the bid results were. And Rita, this has LED in the bid proposal as well. So as we continue, we kind of tabled that from the COVID years, and there's difficulty getting them, but we're back on track heading forward. They were the low bid. They've been the best to work with, so I just recommend that we approve the contract. We'll review it at the second year for price and performance, like every other one, and the same for the third year.
Okay, thank you.
Paul, so there was a couple LEDs over, I'm out of curiosity, that installed. I know Peter and I had talked about this. They were purple for the longest time because they were deficient. Does Mead have, or there was some sort of issue with them and they turned purple? Does Mead have, are they, obviously there's defects, it happens, but do they have a process to quickly take, because I think it took a little bit long to get those repaired.
They weren't repaired, so we went through a lot to determine standards for LED lights for St. Charles, and then some a few years ago were tried on a different basis. The ones you're talking about were a different brand than what we decided on. And I had no knowledge of it till you brought that to our attention. I went online. It's an LED chip defect. It falls with the manufacturer of the chips and who's using them. So if you want to go over by Woodfield on Gulf Road, you will see about 40 in a row that are much more purple than ours were.
Right.
And apparently Duke Energy, which has statewide electric utilities, hundreds of thousands of that. I don't know that they ever changed them or didn't. There's not been a single one fail on the brand that we use. So we changed those out. And
oh, absolutely. And 100%, it was taken care of. I thought it was humorous. You know, we made it social media. That we had a dance club, you know, on Illinois and First Street there, or First Street. So anyway, just was curious if they ensured that their QA/QC was good. So appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? With that, move it.
Second.
Okay, that was moved by Councilmember Weber and seconded by Councilmember Wirball. Please call the roll.
Bala?
Yes.
Hayleitner?
Yes.
Bongardt?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item 5M, a recommendation to approve a resolution to award directional boring services to York Utility Services and Archon Construction for a one-year period beginning May 1, 2022 through April 30th, 2023.
Thank you. So electric utility needs directional boring services. We've been using them for years, different companies. Arcon's done it for several years. In fact, last year I'd asked to extend theirs by one more year because we were pressed for time, and we did. So it all went out to bid this year, and there's 5 bidders. You can see that. 2 of them were extremely close. Arcon was one of them, and one slightly less at the new business of St. Charles. And they are so close, and as we noted, it depends on what items are being performed, which one of the ones would be lower than the other one. So at the recommendations out of Assistant Director, Public Works and Director, we are asking to have both of them awarded the contract, and we are going to assign work on a task order basis. Every project we need, they'll be both notified, tell us how fast they can get it done, and then that will also depend on how the costs work out.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the committee on this?
Second.
Okay, that was moved by Councilmember Lencioni and seconded by Councilmember Petrella. Please call the roll.
Bala?
Yes.
Hayleitner?
Yes.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Lencioni? Petrella?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And then item 5N, a recommendation to approve a resolution to approve filter and softener media replacement project.
This project's actually right down the street. The filter, media and the softener, ion exchange media replacement. Because of the hazardous waste issue with the site, that's because of our removal process, not because of anything we're doing wrong. We're limited to a single bidder. The single bidder of all service contracting has completed similar work all throughout the Midwest, and is a reliable contracting company for this type of work. Any questions?
Thank you.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What, is this typical that we just get, I may have asked this, is this typical that we get one bidder on work like this?
For this type of work, because it's a specialty service, they have to bag all the media and actually ship it out west. So that, you don't have that many contractors to have the staff trained to do that and the ability to kind of handle this work. So going out to bid, we knew we were going to be limited with the number of bidders. We figured we were going to get 2 or 3. We only had 2 bidders pull the project. They look at it, and 1 actually bid it. So,
What if we didn't get any interest? Would we have to go nationwide or something, or?
Our bidding system is nationwide already,
Okay.
our digital system. So it's just really going out to bid and chasing down more vendors.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? With that said, is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Okay, that motion was moved by Councilmember Wirball, seconded by Councilmember Petrella. Please call the roll.
Bala?
Yes.
Hayleitner?
Yes.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrella?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 6, public comment. Is there anybody that would like to speak at this time from the public? Item 7, any additional items from the mayor and/or city council members? We do have an executive session, and if I'm not mistaken, it's for pending litigation? That's correct. Thank you. Is there a motion to send us to executive session?
Weber will move. Second.
Okay, that was moved by Councilmember Weber, seconded by Councilmember Wirball. Please call the roll.
Bala?
Yes.
Hayleitner?
Yes.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrella?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes. Okay, thank you. We're going into executive session.
I sent them a note. And I was saying, like, hey, do you want to have a quick